Hello guys, welcome back to the Free Hammers in what will be probably the last live show this side of Christmas. Obviously we have got a game on Wednesday and I'll be back for a review either Wednesday night, Thursday morning for the West Ham Tottenham game, and obviously build up to the weekend's Boxing Day game as well. Nice to see you guys. Obviously nice and early. As I said, I said I would try and get some live streams out and just have a little chat really, as this title of this video is the Free Hammers Christmas chat and a Q&A, everything West Ham. Let's have a look back on the year and stuff like that and just have a general chat. We're sort of at the halfway point of the season, more or less now, sort of give or take 3 or 4 games. We're still sitting, in that top 5 and top 6 area, into the last 16 of the Europa League. As it stands at the moment, we're obviously still in the quarterfinal of a Carabao Cup. And even if we were to go out to that, you've got to say it's so far so good. Obviously, it's started to capitulate a little bit recently. Players out of form and injuries are starting to top up a bit. But in a whole, you've got to be happy, with how the season's going. I know I've been a bit, critical and on a game-to-game basis. But it's a shame. But yeah, please get your questions in, guys. I noticed that people have started down the bottom there. There's only a few of us, so I'll put that up there. So Matt says, good morning, mate. Morning, Luke from John. Early Merry Christmas. And do you think missing the Norwich game? Do you think missing the Norwich game needed any pros and cons? The pros are that obviously Cresswell will probably, has had another game to rest. And I think we was in a bit of a bad run of form. And maybe, again, this would be a con. Maybe playing Norwich at that time would have been perfect for us because we was in a real bad run of form. But I personally was not confident for that Norwich game. If you go back and watch the preview I did for the game, I said it's the sort of game that you could just see that them doing it. You could see Norwich doing us in that game because of the form we were in. It's a shame for Harrison Ashby. I don't know why I keep calling Arthur Ashby. It's a shame for Harrison Ashby for that game as well, because he obviously would have got his debut in that game and it would have been nice to see him. But potentially we may see him tomorrow night now, because I do believe, according to a few West Ham accounts, Soufal will have to miss the Tottenham game now, which means that Ashby will be in there. Tough game coming up against Sod or Lucas Moura. But good luck to the lad if he does play tomorrow. But good question, mate. Thank you. Please keep the questions coming in, guys. It's going to be a very loose show today, very flowy. Evening, mate, from Adelaide. Evening to you, mate. Morning, Duncan finally gets to join me. Are you keeping up the Ashes, mate? Yes and no. My mate in work, Sam, obviously he tweets it and I sort of follow it through that. I don't really watch it. I've been watching a lot of the darts, actually. Incredible. 2-9 darters in the first, I think it was the first day, wasn't it? 2-9 darters, which is, totally unheard of, which is incredible. But apart from that, mate, I went to see Spider-Man. I've been pretty chilling out, to be honest with you, mate. Morning, guys. Good morning, Duncan. Duncan says, have you noticed it's only the top 4 games that have gone ahead? Yeah, it's very interesting, that, mate. And also, obviously, all the penalties recently have been really, really controversial. The Tottenham game where it should have been a sending off, but again, that was against Liverpool. So again, it sort of evens itself out a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of controversy about it a minute in terms of, favouritism for top 4, etc. Maybe this break could do the opposite of what the international break. When we were good, then went crap. Hopefully, we can go from crap to good. Fingers crossed. I hope so, mate. Something's got to change again at some point. It's the classic line I always use in life, actually, because I play a lot of pool and a lot of snooker. And at the moment, I'm playing really, really bad. And I always say that at some point, you play so bad, you end up playing good again. Because you end up not caring, but you sort of stop thinking about it and you sort of take risk because you think you're playing so bad that you end up taking risk and then you end up start playing yourself back into a good form. So hopefully, we can sort of do that January transfer window's vital, and I'm sure we will chat about that. And I'm sure you guys will have plenty of questions on that. So please, put them in the chat, mate. Morning, Matt. England are doing poor. Spider-Man was the beep. Saw it twice already. Sorry for the language. It was amazing, mate. Honestly, I'm a massive, massive, massive Marvel geek. Like, it must be in my discussion in work. Like, at least once a day, me and my mate Joe will sit and just, break down everything. Loki, WandaVision when it was out earlier this year, and all this is so cleverly made. It's just a masterpiece. Great to see no spoilers, sorry. But yeah, great film. I won't say anything more. Great film. Very true about snooker. You end up trying too hard. You certainly do, mate. I end up buying myself a new cue because my head was gone that bad. Let's talk about the Tottenham game very, very quickly. I did do a preview, but let's have a little chat about that, the few of us that are here today. I don't fancy us, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I really, really, really don't fancy us for that game. They've had a lot of rest. The big players are back. It seems like Harry Kane's touched on a bit of form. Obviously, they've been knocked out. I noticed that Nick touched on it there. I'm worried about the Spurs not having Europe now. You can see how good not having Europe is for Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal, mate, as well. What's they look good again, don't they? They've quietly crept up there and they've got themselves back in it. But yeah, the Tottenham game is it's tough. It's a tough game, and I really don't fancy us. I can see us getting annoyed in, to be honest with you. I don't, and my mind's like, can I put myself through that before Christmas and be in a really, really bad mood before Christmas? I noticed that Charlie. I will come back to your question, Duncan. I notice that Luke, Charlie says, "Be positive, Luke." I just don't feel it, and it feels like, because we've had quite a bit of a good record against them recently, I feel that it's as if it's like they're due a win against us. But then we're playing so bad, maybe we're due a win. I don't know. I'm really, really not confident about the game now. I'm not at all confident. Just quickly back on this, says, who's your favourite Spider-Man? I wasn't keen on Garfield. I have to say that Garfield is fantastic in the newest film. I've just slipped up the spoiler there. I do apologise. But I think Garfield was incredible in the most recent film. But I'm a big fan of Tom Holland, I have to say. I think Tom Holland is a brilliant actor. He was fantastic, in this film again. I like the way he plays it. I like that he's English as well. Yeah, he's a good guy. Be positive. Mitchell says, Kane touched on a bit of luck as well. Not being bad for, yeah, exactly, Mitch, mate. If he would have got sent off for that challenge, would have missed this game, and we would have had a bit of luck. So yeah, it's one of them, mate. I don't know. I'm very, very nervous for tomorrow night's game. I have to say, I'm very, very nervous for it. Matt Rainey says, I agree with Dan from West Ham Fan TV. Keep Mickey up on. He'll turn up. I'll go over 1-0 win. Oh yeah, there's that as well, mate. Mickey loves playing against Tottenham. He knows what it means for the West Ham fans. I said that in my preview. If he's ever going to, break this duck of not scoring for 14, nearly 15 games now, there's no better time than to do it against Tottenham. Lanzini loves a goal against Tottenham as well. We just got to try and think of something different, come up with something different, get a bit more composed on the ball. I really, really, really hope that Cresswell's back because he's just so important. Like, it gives us a left-hand side, which, we're lacking at the moment. Both the Gooners and Spuds have got their act together. Definitely, results are starting to go their way. Arsenal against us were incredible. You've got to give it that first half, the way they pressed us. But again, we were poor. We were really poor in that game. Did they make us play poor? There's an argument for that. But just at the moment, we are not that good. We've gone on a bit of a wobble at the minute. There's always a chance. There is, mate. There is always a chance. Do you feel it now more than ever to give Okaflex a go? Antonio's in poor form and getting worse. Okaflex is banging in goals for under 23s. I'd like to see him come on. I'd like to see him start getting maybe 10, 15 minutes here and there. As you say, how long are you going to stick with Antonio? I know it's all we've got at the moment. But how long can we realistically stick with this? It's vital. And like I say, we'll go on to the transfer window. If you've got questions about the transfer window, please get them coming in. We can discuss that. It'd be nice to discuss that. Apparently, X said Johnson is back for Spurs, or is that the Facebook X? Is that the Facebook expects saying that? I hope that Johnson's back, mate. You know, as much as I really like Ashby and think he's got a chance, I would have preferred Ashby to play in the Norwich game than against Spurs. You know, it's a big game, this Spurs game. You know, if we do win it, amazing, we're in a semi-final. If we lose, it's not a big deal, apart from bragging rights, really. In terms of them over us, you know, they're going to be absolutely unbearable. But, yeah, let's see. Agreed. Aunt May and Happy was hilarious in the last one. Aunt May, wow. She is, for her age, I'm sure she's a beautiful woman. I'm sure she's one for you, Duncan. More around your age group, but she's a very beautiful woman. The new Aunt May. To be honest, I think the whole world knew all the Spider-Man was in it. I think all three of them played Spider-Man brilliantly in their own ways. I agree, mate. I totally agree with that. So obviously games are going to go ahead. You know, the Premier League have announced that the games will go ahead. None of this closed door stuff, whether that sticks, you know, in January, that could all change. Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and, you know, speculate about that, but we'll see. But good to see that the games are going ahead. You know, we need to sort of play ourselves into form in a selfish way. Also, transfer window is really, you know, closely approaching. Read that Johnson's back on Twitter for the Spuds. Thanks, mate. Yeah, transfer window's really closely approaching. Obviously linked with Jonathan David. I didn't do an individual video about it because I like to save them more for January, you know, the transfer window videos. But we can discuss it now as a group. Jonathan David, really good Canadian striker. Plays for Lille in the French league. We know about the French league's problems, you know, financially. There's not much money in that league at the moment. I would like him. I really would like him. He's young. He's a statement signing. He's pace, really pacey player, and a really good finisher as well. And it's just someone. You know, it's just someone to, you know, come in. We need something different. We do, and he will know about, you know, playing in Europa League and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. This is one that, you know, go and get it done. I was really keen on Origi as well. I think Origi would do a job for us. I was really keen on Origi, I have to say. And it's a shame, you know, I don't think we'll go in for Origi. There's also Martial you could have an argument for in terms of, you know, pace and finishing ability. He would have been a good fix. But yeah, Jonathan David is, you know, someone different, someone, you know, it's a nice signing. It's a nice signing. And if it pays off, you know, if he does well, I believe it was Gonzo that said it the other day in his video. He's one, you know, you sell on for a profit, and that's how you gradually start building yourself into a good team. You know, you bring in players for a certain amount, say 30, 40 million, and then in a few years' time, if they do well, then you can buy them you can sell them on for, you know, 50, 60s or even more, perhaps. So yeah, we've got a nice little troll in this. Oh, please, you saddos, go away. Right. What do you think of Nate Phillips? I would have liked it, mate. I have to say I would have liked it. I think, you know, he reminds me of Ginge, but a younger version of Ginge. Good in the air, strong player that definitely Moyes would look at and like. Yeah, why not, mate? Why not go for it? We definitely still need to buy a centre-back, in my opinion, because we're still short, obviously, till February at least when Zuma comes back. And, you know, the last thing we need between now and January is, you know, Diop or Dawson to go down, God forbid. Yeah, one of them. Ake, I still would have been quite keen on him. I know he's got off the boil a little bit, Ake, recently. But, yeah, I like him as a player. Who else was there? Tarkowski as well. I think a lot of these players, and I think someone's, you know, back to Jesse Lingard, really, mate, is... you know, Lingard apparently in The Athletic has come out and said that, you know, he's going to stay at Manchester United. I think players like him, Tarkowski, potentially, sitting there waiting to see if Newcastle go down. And if Newcastle go down, they may come to West Ham in the summer. Not that I want that situation, it's like you come now. If you want to come to West Ham, you come now. But if Newcastle were to stay up, for example, I think Newcastle would then, buy these players because, it's a better prospect. They're going to absolutely blow the transfer window if they stay up. If they stay up, they're going to have, 250 million pounds spend. So, yeah, if they don't come in January, I'd reckon they will go to Newcastle. Newcastle will be offering super duper wages. So we'll see. I went right off tangent there, mate. Sorry. Matt Rainey says, what's the young lad's name who played left back in Europa League? I'd like him to play in the Norwich match. And Neil has answered that question for you. It was Longcello. He looked good, didn't he? Really tall for a fullback as well. Fullbacks are usually renowned sort of that 5'8" sort of size. He was a tall guy, big giant guy. Comfortable on the ball. Him and Ashby, both really good. Every time I've seen Ashby play, I think Ashby's fantastic. Puts a beautiful ball in it. He reminds me of Cresswell when Cresswell first came. He was like, oh yeah, Cresswell's got a lovely left foot. Puts a ball in nice. Looks really comfortable on the ball. Hopefully, they get their chance. Hopefully they get their chance, mate. Would you spend 15 to 20 million on Mason Holgate from Everton? I think he's a good player. Yeah, young, English, and it's good price for an English player. Obviously, they come with that English tax usually, so that's a good price. Yeah, why not, mate? Again, young, lots of potential. Why not, mate? Why not? We need. I love Oggy. But what sort of Oggy will come back, I don't know. But, arguably one of our best players, my Hammer of the Year. When Rice won Hammer of the Year the first time, Bonner was my Hammer of the Year. And, Oggy's definitely been, in the top 3 of Hammer of the Year, probably for the last 3 or 4 years. Zuma's really, really good, and will come back and be good and got age on his side. But there needs to be a long-term partner for Zuma, going into next season. And I'd like to see, that person be bought in so it doesn't become an issue. Dawson's great backup defender, done nothing wrong, to be honest with you, apart from, he was at fault for one of the goals, the Martinelli goal. But, there's only so much defending you can do before something does go wrong. At the end of the day, you do have to start scoring some goals. If anything's been a criticism recently is the goals have just dried up. We just can't score goals at the minute. Andrew Fielding says, as Mr. Moyes was working for UEFA last Euros as a stat man, he should have a good idea who fits the system. That's right, mate. We know what he likes. You've got to be hardworking. You've got to run. You've got to be able to press. And you just, you've got to, do the right thing. You've got to be willing to defend. You've got to be, just mentally good. You've got to fit in with the team. We need magic, though. We need someone who's got a bit of magic. Ben Rama, Bowen, they've had decent seasons. But I keep coming back to Lingard because I'm talking about the Lingard that came in January. We need that player. We need that person who can just grab the ball, run with it, and just create a bit of havoc. We just haven't got that at the moment. Maybe Jonathan David can be this person. But we need something. We do. We need a spark, and there's just a lift. Here's one for you. What about Dele Alli, guys? I know there was an article saying that Moyes was monitoring the situation of Dele Alli, and obviously another one that I think could potentially go to Newcastle, to be honest with you. Would you want Dele Alli? I'm thinking back to, before Lingard signed, the sort of attitude that we had, like has he done anything for a while? Should we go in for him? He was a good player, and there's a player in there, but yeah, I don't think I want him. I personally wouldn't want him. I'd just be interested to see what you guys think on that. You're a diamond, Neil. Matt Rainey says, no thanks to Daddy. Can't stand him, in my opinion. Can't stand him. Let's have a look what news is out there, guys, just very, very quickly. Keep your questions coming in. Shame that no one's wanted to come online. Usually James or Andy are about, but no one's about, sadly, which is a shame because it is nice doing the call-in shows. I'd rather Townsend than Dele Alli. Newcastle with Dele, huge wage. I agree, mate. I think it's going to be really interesting to see who Newcastle buy because Newcastle, I believe, have Manchester United next. You know, again, they possibly could lose. And they could be 9 points adrift by the time the January transfer window comes. You know, and that dreaded, you know, bottom at Christmas. I do believe they will be bottom at Christmas. I do believe they haven't got a game between now and Christmas Day. You know, very few teams, you know, stay up bottom at Christmas. You know, that's the saying. They would need someone to come in like, you know, like a Demba Ba, like a John Hartson, like when Tevez just set it alight for those few games to get them out of it. If they could get someone, they've got a massive chance. But listen, they just, I don't know, just doesn't. They need two centre backs. Newcastle massively need two centre backs. In terms of news, guys, Breton Diaz apparently linked to West Ham. Blackburn striker, 25 million. I've got nothing against going into the Championship for players. I really haven't. I think you know, it's good going because you can find a real gem in there. Says we're fighting for a Georgian Messi for 13 million, whoever that is. Apparently, it says David Moyes comments he would be about to make a big mistake after positive injury update. Let me get that article up. What else we got here? Looking at Ruby Kazan attacker Kivicha Kavasha Kiela. Great name. Nathan Aki for 10 million, as we discussed. Loads about Ben Johnson as well. Jesse Lingard as well. Whether he comes in or not, I don't know. There's loads and loads of little articles here that I'm just going into. 50 million euros for Jonathan David. Apart from that, yeah, it's all very, very similar stuff. I just want to see what this article says here. David Moyes' comments suggest he could be about to make a big mistake after positive injury update. David Moyes' comments, bloody. Blah, blah, blah. Apparently, Zuma's only 12 weeks away. And Oggy as well could be back before the end of the season, apparently, according to these comments. Interesting stuff. It's getting someone to go to Newcastle, have nothing to offer. Would love West Ham to sign Mitrovic, pure goal scorer. Yeah, I would have liked him a few years ago as well, Neil. You know, he's a hard nut as well. You know, takes no crap, does he? Tough guy. And just, you know, he's selfish. He's a selfish player that wants to, you know, sit in the box and score goals. And that's something we're lacking. You know, someone who just wants to sit in a box and, you know, make attacking runs, score important goals. It's better than nothing. At the end of the day, we have nothing at the moment as a second option. So, agree. I do love how Moyes can identify quality players in a lower league and make them better players. Benrahma, Bowen, they were good. Now they are better. Both just need to get assists and goals. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think Bowen, you know, Bowen went off the ball a little bit and then he's come back and been fantastic recently. Benrahma started well and he's just gone off the ball. So, you know, they're just sort of, we've not seen them all in form at the same time, and that's what I'd like to see. Even, you know, Pablo as well. You know, Pablo sort of just gone off the ball a little bit recently, so it's just a shame. You know, players have come out of form at the wrong time when we were just about to, you know, break away a little bit. We actually slipped. Good thing about West Ham these days is that we don't buy big names just looking for a final payday. Agree, mate. Agree. Listen, there was a time and a place to go and buy an old boy. You know, you look back to the days of Teddy Sheringham when he came, and Stuart Pearce was fantastic for us. Paolo Di Canio was 31 when he came to us. There's a time and a place for a player like that. But yeah, I'd much rather, go and buy someone hungry and, appreciates the chance they're being given. Playing for West Ham, sometimes they come to West Ham and it's as if they're doing us a favour. I look at Haller's and I look at Anderson's and I'm trying to fit some other players. But, like they come and it's like, oh, I've done you a favour by coming to West Ham, not that, you have the honour and the privilege of playing in the claret and blue that Bobby Moore has played in, one of the most, iconic football clubs in world football. Maybe we haven't won much, but, we're iconic in terms of the, the prestige and some of the players that have worn that shirt. Luke, would you rather take Laka or Martial? I like both. I do like both. Lacazette's a right nasty one, and he just seems to get goals at the right time. Very, very good finisher. We were linked with him back in 2016. I think if he would have signed, I think you may have seen Dimitri Payet stay a bit longer. Martial, top talent. Whether his mind's in the right place, I don't know. I'll tell you what you could get from Martial. I think Martial would come in. He would be fantastic for 6 months. Then his ego would start slipping. And then you could be left with a poison apple in your team. I'm looking, he's got that sort of Evra side about him. Evra was a top player, not for West Ham, I'm saying. I'm talking for Man United and France. And then his ego just starts to slip a little bit. And then it lets him down. And that's what I'd fear with someone like Martial. With Lacazette, I think, he would try and give it for us, but I don't think they would sell him now. Obviously, with Aubameyang, looks like Aubameyang will leave now. So I don't think you could get Lacazette out of Arsenal anyway, mate. I really don't. Anything else, guys? Keep them coming in. Keep your questions coming in. It's always great to talk. Anything else? Any other players you've seen linked? Obviously, Tagliafico keeps coming up as well as a left back. What about Luca Dingy? There's one for you. Obviously, Cresswell, is probably our only sort of left back. Masuaku cannot play left back. Luca Dingy has fallen out massively with Martinez. Not Martinez, Benitez. Would you be all over him? No, I would. I think that Luca Dingy is a top player. Excellent, delivery of the ball. No brainer, no. But again, another one I think that probably will end up at Newcastle. But what about you guys, Luca Dingy? Be interesting to see what you guys think. Trying to think what else, if I've seen anything else. Not really. I haven't seen much else, guys. Obviously, got a few more games left, haven't we, to the end of the year now? So that's going to be, that's going to take up some of our time now. And hopefully we just get some points on the board now. We just need to get back into a bit of form, start winning some games, and then we'll be okay. Charlie Taylor, Burnley, maybe, but would they sell now? I don't think Burnley will sell anyone yet, mate, obviously, because they're in that relegation as well. Obviously, they've got that Cornet as well. Really, really top left back for them as well. Really, really good player. Another one. Left back is an issue. It is an issue. Cresswell has been good, but he's aging. And it just shows one injury, and then you're struggling a little bit at that left hand side. And it's not just Cresswell as a left back. We need someone delivery as well. We need to be replacing someone who can deliver a ball as good as Cresswell. Bowen, good to a certain standard, but no one is on that Cresswell level in our team, in my opinion, in terms of the consistency and the quality of passing that man can deliver. Let's just quickly look on BBC Sport. There's the last few things, guys. Tonight, obviously, Arsenal versus Sunderland in the quarterfinal as well. Another big game. Some big games coming up this week. But yeah, we really do need to get a win. Really inconsistent form recently. But, as I say, the next game, 19 in, halfway point of the season. If we win that game and you say, yeah, West Ham are in the top 6 at the halfway point in the season, would have bit your hand off. Would have absolutely bit your hand off to be in the top 6 at this side of Christmas and more or less safe as well. Not that we're going to go down, but you know what I mean. Like I've always said, if you're safe by January or February, you're going to have an okay season. You know, your season's going to go fairly well. If we don't get Jesse, I like the thought of Alexis McAllister. He seems like a young Manu. Can't say I've heard of him, mate. I'll do some research when I finish this video. I'll tell you a player I would absolutely love. We've probably got absolutely no chance. Conor Gallagher, what a player he is. What a fantastic, fantastic young player that young man is. I'll put this question to you. Here's a question for you. You know, these sort of questions get posed to me all the time in work, you know, as a West Ham fan. If Chelsea were to offer, let's say, 80 million plus Conor Gallagher, are you taking that deal? There's one for you. I'll wait and see what your replies are. There's 18 of us in. Please hit the like button as well, guys. Yeah, so Chelsea slapped down 80 million plus Conor Gallagher. So that would take the deal probably to around that sort of 120 million mark if you put sort of a 40 to 50 million price mark on Conor Gallagher. Would you take that deal? That's a really, that would be, I'm not going to lie, as much as Declan is world class and probably our best player and, you know, top player, I think I'd have to say I'd be slightly tempted with that. You put Conor Gallagher in that midfield and then you just, you know, the other 80 million, you can go and buy, you know, the next Ndidi or a Basuma, for example. But yeah, there's some interesting scenario that may come up. I can remember when John Lyle went and bought an unknown from Rochdale and he won us the cup, Alan Taylor, so it can work. And obviously, my dad's favourite player, mate, Alan Devonshire, another non-league player, you know, that's went on and had a fantastic West Ham career. Fornells puts in a great corner. Yes, he does. Top 6, semi-final of a League Cup and last 16 in Europa League. I will take that. I think we all would have, mate. I think we all would have took that and you would say, that's okay. You know, if we went out of the semi-final, we went out of the last 16 and we finished in the top 6, I think we all would have took that. So anything beyond that is a bonus, you know, absolute bonus. I've just been absolutely distracted on telly there. I don't know, you guys from Spider-Man, that Zendaya, she is an incredibly beautiful woman. She is absolute stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Sorry, no. I don't like swap deals. I'd rather us just buy Gallagher. The problem is, have we got 50 million? That's what I'm saying. Look, if we bid it 45 million, have we got 45 million? That's our budget. You could get Gallagher. I know you lose Rice, but you got 80 million to then maybe go and buy a Basuma. You see where I'm going with it. Dawson, yes. Noah says I would. Yes, I would take that. Gallagher is a very good player. Plus, we can give them Yarmolenko. Gallagher would suit us. He's good resale value himself. Plus 80 million gets you at least 2 quality players. I agree, mate. I agree. It's one that I'd be tempted by. I have to say, it's one that I would be tempted by. Yeah, why not? If Dex is going to go, then get the best deal, and that would be a great deal. I agree. I have to say, if there was one way that I would let Declan Rice go, is if you're getting an absolute quality player like Gallagher in return. But I think Gallagher is going to have a big part in Chelsea next year. I do. I think there were rumours that they may cut his loan deal short. I don't think that will happen. But I would not be surprised if Gallagher gets a go next year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But then it's a tough team to get into. You know, Mason Mount picks himself. You know, he loves Jorginho. Obviously, Kante as well is not. But yeah, we'll see. I think if we sell Rice, we are basically starting all over again, in my opinion. You say that, mate. You say that, and I don't want us to sell Declan Rice. Please don't make this think that I'm asking us to sell Declan. I'm not, and I hope he stays there till he's 25, etc. But let's be realistic, right? Okay, he is going to go at some point, whether it's this summer, next summer, he is going to go. So what would you take? And you say about starting again. I look at Leicester. They always compare to like Leicester, for example. If you sell well, you know, and you're stubborn with a price, and you buy well with that money, Mahrez, Maguire, Drinkwater, Kante, etc., etc., etc. You know, list goes on. You know, and they're replaced well. Ndidi, Soyuncu. No. I'm not having a row with you, Matt. Sorry, I'm just putting up hypothetical questions here. You know, Kante, and Kante and Ndidi, Maddison, Perez. They've bought so well, and they probably lose their best player every year. Luke, it looks very strange when you look up. Boa. I don't get what you're saying. Yeah, you know, Leicester have done it really, really well. So that's the model you have to look at. You know, yeah, Leicester haven't played well this year. They've been a little bit off the pace this year in terms of the standards they've been set. But yeah, I think Connor is worth 20 to 25 million. And he says, good. Yes, but he's played for England now. He's got the England tax. And he's proven, mate. So look it up. Look up. You know, look up. You know, English players have a premium. You know, you could probably go like Tielemans as well. You know, Tielemans top player. Someone like that. You know, again, how much is Tielemans worth? Luke, it looks very strange when you look up. Not your eyes. No, just your eyes. Well, I'm going for the Undertaker look, mate. We are trying to shape Rice into the best captain. We are. Listen, I love Declan, and I want Declan to stay, mate. And Andrew, again, it's good time to put Andrew's comment up, actually. If West Ham got into UEFA Champions League, he might just stay. I agree, but I don't think we're going to get there, mate. I really don't. I think tiredness, again, could win the Europa League, so that's a totally different conversation. I just don't think we're going to get top four. I really, really don't. And I just don't think he will stay. I really don't. I think if we don't get, say, top six, and I think even if we won a cup, even if we won a Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, for example, Dream World, I don't think he'll stay. I think he would see that as, let's say we won the Carabao Cup. Yeah, let's say we won the Cup. Or no, I won't say Europa League because that means we're in the Champions League and that's the way he stays. If we won the Carabao Cup and nothing else, I think he would see that as mission accomplished. I think he would look at that and go, okay, I'm the first West Ham captain in, 40 years it will nearly be. Or more than that now, isn't it? 41 years, 42 years by the time the final will be, to win a cup. I'm a hero. You know, my legacy is will not be tainted. I've become a winning captain with West Ham. I'll be loved by the fans forever. Their memories will always be of me lifting the Carabao Cup. And he could leave as a hero in the summer. And that's my fear. That's my fear. If we won something, he would still go. If we won nothing, he will go. But I also believe if we won one of those cups, an FA Cup or Carabao Cup, he could also leave. I think Champions League is the only thing that keeps him there, mate. I honestly do think that is the only thing that keeps him there. Hi, Luke. So angry at the thought of Sofal not making a cup game tomorrow, but Kane will. I agree, mate. Absolute disgrace of a challenge. You know, when you look at Robertson's one and Harry Kane's one, you know, for me, both, you know, worthy of the red. Obviously, Sofal, I think there should have been like some sort of, you know, agreement that he misses the Norwich game when that comes round again. But there we go. Obviously, Johnson, there are rumours that Ben Johnson's back, and Ben Johnson was doing nothing wrong. Let's not make anything about that. Ben Johnson was doing really well at right back. I think the more important one is that Cresswell's back at left back, mate. That's the one I really need to see. We survived after Sir Bobby. We can do it again. Alf Garnett never did get over it. It's true, you know. When Pyatt left, yes, we went on a bit of a blip, but then we didn't have as good a team then, you know, in terms of the team around him. We didn't have the team was weaker. Where this team, there are players in there. There are other leaders. You can look at Azuma. You can look at an Agbona. Even a Soucek to a certain extent is a leader. There's a lot more leaders on the pitch that can fill in that role. I don't want to lose him, guys. I do not. And I'll be absolutely devastated when he goes. I will be gutted. But it's not the end of the world. It's not. Teams carry on. A new player gets that chance. A new player will look and go, I can step in and be Declan Rice. I can be that guy. Whether they've got the ability is a different story. Arguably Declan's one of the best players I've ever seen come out of our academy in terms of how ready he is and how good he is at a young age. He says, he keeps saying he wants regular Champions League football, setting the tone for a top 4 club. And he's starting to look frustrated. He's starting to look really frustrated with the team at the moment. Listen, I think he would love to stay. He would love nothing more to, achieve his goals at West Ham, get the Champions League. We're not going to win the league. We're never going to win the league. But, in terms of that, he would love to stay there for a couple more years. But I think even in his head, he must look at Mason Mount, his best mate, who's won the league with his boyhood club. He hasn't won the league yet. Won the Europa League with his boyhood clubs. He must look at that and go, yeah, I fancy some of that. And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? If it was the other way round, West Ham were a top club, won the Europa League, won the Premier Leagues, blah, 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 blah. And you were playing at Chelsea. This is you guys watching. And your best mate's playing at West Ham. Won everything. Right in there for the league as well. Why would you not want to go? Why would you not want to go? Honest to God, why would you not want to go? And you're going to play. You are going to play. Yeah. If he goes to Chelsea, Man United, maybe not Man City, he plays. Chelsea and Man United, he plays every game. 100%. Man City, don't know. Liverpool, I don't think he'd play every game at Liverpool either. I think Rice is smart enough to stay a bit longer than what we fear. He has good people around him, such as Noble, to go and he's also, he gets the fans. He does get the fans, mate. He absolutely loves the fans. Someone I work with, actually, their uncle did his plumbing the other day, but he must have had a leak in his bathroom or something. And this guy basically said, it's my son's birthday coming up. Any chance can get a signed shirt? And this is after he'd done the job. And Declan, texted him back, said, yeah, you know where I live, mate. Bring the shirt, signed it, did a little video for him, just little things like that. He gets it. He does get it. Next question. Who is the next captain? Great question. Great question. It's a tough one, actually, mate. I think it's got to be Zuma, surely, no? No one else really. I think Sofal could be a good captain. I've not really heard him speak, though, so I don't know how good his English is in terms of getting the message across. It's probably Zuma. Sofal looks very good leader, doesn't he? Zuma though. Zuma, I think Zuma would take it, mate. Sorry, I have to go. Merry Christmas to you and your family. All the best, gents. Stay well and keep believing. Yes, please do. If Rice goes, I'd make Zuma captain. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said, mate. Any more, guys? Last bits. Come on, last bits and bobs. Any questions? Get them in. Anything now? Anything? Ask anything. I'm going to even put that in the chat. Ask anything. Not just West Ham, that. Anything. Christmas meal. Favourite film. Favourite song. Anything. If or that. What would you rather? Come on. Get these questions coming in. Let's have a bit of fun for 10 minutes and then I'll wrap it up. Anything, guys. Come on. Either or. Favourite film. Favourite whatever. Let's go. Come on. Give you a few minutes to get some questions in. It'd be nice to answer a few. Andrew Fielding says he thinks Soucek would make a good captain as well. Yeah, again, good leader. Favourite song is always such a hard one. It's such a hard one because, there's so many genres of music. And being an ex-DJ, well, I still do it really, but, being a DJ back in the day, my music catalogue, of knowledge is huge. It's huge, in terms of I can go all the way from let's just say an Earth, Wind and Fire corner gang all the way up to modern day Stormzy, Ed Sheeran, etc., and say I love their songs. Favorite song of all time? Oh, it's tough. Tough, man. I tell you, I haven't got a favourite song because I tell you what my top 3 artists are that I love to listen to. I love listening to Jamiroquai. I'm a huge Jamiroquai fan. I've seen him in concert a few times as well. He's just a fantastic singer, and I love that sort of acid jazz sound. Love any sort of funky house stuff as well. What else was there? I love George Michael. I'll sit here and say it now. I love George Michael. I absolutely love George Michael. I do. I love him. I went to see him in concert, the first concert at Wembley. I think George Michael's fantastic. Queen. Love Queen. Love all rock music as well. Listen, mate, the genres is too much. Dagenham Doors can be the vice captain. Favourite Christmas song? Well, I just told you, I'm a George Michael fan, mate. Last Christmas, Wham! For me, best Christmas song ever made, without a doubt. Thank you so much, Glenn. Absolute pleasure, mate, to be making this content for people like yourself, mate. Just to thank you for all your content this year. Hopefully a bottle of wine. Definitely, mate. And I will definitely send the love to Paul as well, that Matt says there. Paul's obviously had a bit of a tough time at the moment, guys. His wife lost her nan. Literally the weekend, I believe it was Saturday, so their Christmas is not going to be the best Christmas, so hopefully they can get through it. But yeah, love to Paul, and that's why he's not been on the channel for a couple of days. Obviously, real sad times for him. But yeah, when he does come back, don't put anything in the chat. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But yeah, condolences to Paul and his wife's family. Favorite Jamiroquai song? Mine is Canned Heat. Fantastic song, mate. Absolutely fantastic song, Canned Heat. Love Virtual Insanity. Not my favorite though. Not my favorite. Do you know a song called King for a Day by Jamiroquai? Absolutely love that song. You know why I like it as well? It's not overplayed. It's not overplayed, but beautiful song. I like it. Reminds me of my life, really. It's a really good song. JP, would you like to come on, mate? It'd be nice to have some guests, mate. No, everyone's asleep today. Great record, mate. Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. Should play after every victory on the European tour. Brilliant song. Brilliant song. Don't Stop Me Now. My favourite Queen song, though, I actually love One Vision. One Vision is I love that guitar, bow, 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 bow. Like just a brilliant guitar riff. I love anything by Freddie Mercury, though. I love, what's the song? Living on My Own. Didole, we don't have no time. I'm scaring JP. I'm scaring him. He's seen me as a rival for his singing. He's scared. I'm scaring him. Good morning. Sending all my thoughts to Paul and his family. Don't get me started on George Michael. Proper legend. He is, mate. Listen, I don't care about personal life and all that, what he's got up to. As an artist, he's arguably the greatest British vocalist that's ever lived. Freddie's up there as, the greatest performer that Britain's probably ever existed. But in terms of vocal, he's right up there. George's incredible. I like every single one of his songs. But yeah, that's my guilty pleasure, George. Do you like Guns N' Roses? Yeah, I do. Welcome to the Jungle. What great song that is. Just love the guitar riff. Slash, one of the greatest guitar players that's ever lived, mate. How can you not like him? Top stuff. What about Godzilla songs? Brilliant, mate. Deeper Underground. What a song that is. What a song. Deeper Underground. JP's working. Makes change, mate. My condolences to Paul. If you do this next week, defo, as I'll be off. Yeah, I'll check when my missus is working. This is the last day she got off, so I'm a bit annoyed because I thought she was going to be like working a normal shift like 3 days in the week, and I thought I'd be able to do a live show every week, but she's booked loads of time off, which is really annoying because, again, I'll admit I'm a massive gamer. So usually for Christmas, I'll get like about 3 or 4, PlayStation 5 games to play. But when she's off, you're on the computer again, you're going to play computer again. It just does my nutting. My Christmas, I just want to sit there, have a drink and play PlayStation games. But, she's took that away from me. Even Flow by Pearl Jam has to be one of the best. Great song. You know what song I like as well? Cream. You know, bam, 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 bam. I love all guitar. I'm quite sad, to be honest with you. Like, I'll type in on Spotify. I'll type in 100 greatest guitar riffs because I just love a guitar. I'll tell you one of my favourite songs. I won't play it. I love Layla by Eric Clapton. Absolutely love that song. But I love the piano riff at the end. Anyone that's seen Goodfellas, which if you haven't, where have you been? There's a piano riff in that song, in that film, that's from Layla. And that is one of my favourite pieces of music ever. It's like dun 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 dun. As you can tell, it doesn't sound anything like it. But yeah, Layla, the piano exit of Layla, one of my favourite pieces of music of all time, without a doubt. Gimme fried chicken. Yeah, One Vision. Yes, I'm shaking in my boots. One day, me and him will do a duet. I'll tell you what. Here's one for JP, right? If West Ham get to a cup final this year, as a pre-match treat, me and him will do a duet of Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure live on his stream. There you go. At some point, we'll do a live Under Pressure. We'll argue, we'll fight it out. Who's Freddie and who's David Bowie? But if we get to a cup final this year, I am up for doing that, mate. I'm stuck in a world of ska. I love ska music, mate. Absolutely love Madness. I love Ruby as well. A Message to You. They absolutely love all that sort of music. Madness, Night Boat to Cairo. One of my favourite, again, talking about exits, that's one of the best intros to a song ever. That bum, 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 bum. Absolutely love it. And I went to a pub that's right near me called the Woodman Arms in Benfleet. Actually, Fundersley in Benfleet. It's like part of Benfleet. And they had one of the current, actually. He's like one of the backup Madness saxophonists. Honestly, one of the best nights out I've ever had. The guy was phenomenal. Saxophone, such a great sound, you know. Baker Street, absolutely loved that. And back to George Michael, Careless Whisper, you know, one of the best saxophones ever. Went to see them at London Stadium. Condolences to Paul and his family. Don't buy Call of Duty Vanguard, it's awful. Acoustic Layla on MTV Unplugged rocks. I will have to check that out, mate. But yeah, Layla, absolutely love it, mate. Love it. The outro rocks, certainly does, mate. And JP is up for it. There we go. Let's get to a cup final, and me and him will sing David Bowie and Queen Under Pressure on a live stream. I'll be well up for that. Well up for that. Absolutely love that song. Favourite twin of sweets. Mine is Quality Street, Old School. Well, I got given this on the last day of term. You know, the kids in my school are very, very generous and they buy me loads and loads of sweets. But these are not my favourite. I prefer the Miniature Heroes. You know why? Because I love the new crunchy one they've got. Absolutely love that. But I tell you what, instead of sweets, tins of sweets, my favourite thing at Christmas is chocolate Brazil nuts. Oh my God. Like, absolutely love it. So bad for you. You know, big oily nut. Oh, that sounds so wrong. Big oily nut covered in chocolate. But that is my favourite sweet at Christmas. Like, I could just sit and eat them all day. Ferrero Rocher, obviously, you know, who don't like a Ferrero Rocher. I love a walnut whip as well. Oh, God, walnut whip. Unbelievable. I can't believe I haven't actually bought any. I'm going to have to tell my missus to pick up some walnut whips. Absolutely love them. I want to do a half-season review this time next week. Are you up for it? If my missus has it work, mate, 100%. But if she ain't, then she's a miserable beep. So I can't. She doesn't free me out of my closet. She locks me in the cupboard and says, "Behave yourself." And yeah, so we'll see. I'll have to look at her working hours. I've got it on the calendar. I'll have a look in a minute for you, mate. Anything else, guys? Come on, keep your questions coming in. I'm going to go 5 more minutes, so then it's exactly an hour. Any more? What about either ors? Have we got any either or questions? That'd be interesting to keep it going. A few more. Free the balding one. That's right, mate. Do love my hair though, you know. I'd love to have an hair transplant, but you know what? Someone put it to me in work, and I think it's one of the best things that I've ever been said. Because I was like, "Oh, I'll go to Turkey. You know, you can get an hair transplant for about $5,000, I think." And he said, "Do you want the hair you've got now, what's left, you know, and then shave it when I'm 40, which ain't long, 3 years away. I'm 37 in January, or have risk it going wrong, and then you've got worse, and and then you know your head blows up, or you've got bits of hair missing, and you have ingrown hairs all over the top of your head." And yeah, that put me off having a hair transplant. I don't think I would have one now. I really don't. Home Alone, mate. Home Alone is the greatest for me. The best family film ever made. Home Alone. I could watch that any day of the week. I have to watch it every Christmas. Brilliant film. But my favourite Christmas film, controversial, but those you will know, I'm a massive Ghostbusters fan and a massive Bill Murray fan. My favourite Christmas film is Scrooged with Bill Murray. And I'll probably watch that at some point because I watch it every year. I just love it. I just love Bill Murray. I love the film. I love the concept of it, that it's a modern day, modern day version of Scrooge. It's just a brilliant film. JP, Home Alone. West Ham clips. He's been on the show a few times. How's Jesus? Your birthday's coming up, obviously. I hope we get a birthday video from Jesus on the 25th with his birthday coming up. We wish you all a massive happy birthday from the Three Hammers. And I'm sure everyone in the West Ham family wishes you a happy birthday, mate. And keep doing what you're doing, mate. You are the best. You're hilarious. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant stuff. And hopefully Twitter, little robots and drones will back off you and stop, deleting your content because it's so well made. Credit to you, mate. Big fan. Scrooged is a classic. It certainly is, mate. Brilliant film. Right, 4 more minutes, guys. Come on, questions or anything else. And then obviously I won't be back until the review. Bit like JP, it will either be Wednesday night or Thursday morning that I'll give you a little review of the Tottenham game. Not looking forward to it, though, guys. I really ain't. I'm so nervous for this game. So nervous. Turkey or goose? Turkey, mate. I can't say I've ever had goose, mate. You must be from a rich family with your goose, and it comes out with a waiter serving it and cutting it up for you. No, I've only ever had turkey, mate. To be honest with you, we usually have a turkey, gammon, and lamb. What we do is I buy the turkey, sister buys the lamb, dad buys the gammon. And then we have a nice selection of meat. But yeah, turkey for me. If West Ham win the Carabao Cup this year, we would have beaten a majority of the alleged top 6 on the way. I agree, mate. Would be amazing, and we would have done it the hard way. We would have earned that right. Even if we win tonight, though, I look at the other teams, Chelsea, Liverpool are still in there, aren't they? And Arsenal. I think Arsenal could win this one. I do. I think Arsenal could win this one. I was balding. I got a wig made of bum hair and it kept blowing off. You know what though? When you do start, you start losing your hair a little bit. You become very conscious of everyone else. Like I look around my train like in the morning. It's like, oh, actually, about 60% of blokes on this train that are sort of my age or above are bald. So it's an inevitability for most people. I just think JP covers it really well. That hairstyle he's got, I think he just manages to cover it really, really well. All right, Paul, duck, turkey. Oh, that's a tough question. God, what type of duck though? Because if you're talking duck from the Chinese, that is just, I could just sit and eat like a mountain of, that duck and plum sauce in the little pancakes. It's just unbelievable. How I kept my hair being a hammer. You know what I've done? Back to the hair conversation. I've abused my hair through the years, though. I really have. Back when I was younger, highlights a lot. because that was the thing. Product every day in my hair. You know, I used to spike my hair up. You've probably seen the, you know, some of you have seen the pictures of me when I was younger with the spiked up hair and stuff. You know, it just, you abuse your hair when you're younger. You know, you never think it's going to go. You always think, you know, I'm always going to have this lovely, thick, beautiful hair. I'll try and find this picture of me, right, when I was a bit younger. Let's see if I can find it just to show you. Yeah, there it is. Got it. So, yeah, for example, like, I used to have really, like, top spiky hair. Look. But again, I used to do that to my hair every day. And obviously, you know, in the end, it starts to go thin because you're abusing your hair with wax and clay and gel. You know, it doesn't last forever, sadly. Can't all be like Paul, you know. But then, you know, at one point, you know, I had a lovely barnet. You know, back in the playoff final days, I had a lovely barnet. I never used products. There you go, kids. Want hair when you're older. Don't be a fruit. I agree, mate. And I used to dry my hair because obviously I wash my hair every day, and that's a big no-no. You shouldn't do that. But obviously I had to wash it because I had the product in it, and obviously eventually your hair becomes brittle. Blah blah blah. No more. We're just talking about hair. If you had to dye your hair, what colour do you reckon you could pull off? Black. I did dye my hair black at one point. When I was 23, I dyed my hair black, just that something different. That looked quite good. Luke the fire starter. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Big thank you to everyone who's joined in today. I'm 57 set of hair and not one. Bro, lucky you, mate. Bloody absolute don, mate. Lock up the ladies. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much. I went for an hour. And, you know, you guys make the show. You know, you guys have, you know, sent the questions in. You guys have, you know, sparked the conversation. I can't make up an hour worth of content. I'm not that good. So, yeah, thank you so much. West Ham Clips, great to have you in here. JP, as always, great to have you in, mate. And I'm sure, you know, you'll be on the show in the new year when we get to have another chat again. Look after yourselves. Have a great Christmas. You know, stay safe. Have a good new year, you know, have a party, have a good drink, enjoy yourself, enjoy being around your family. Hopefully West Ham don't, you know, upset it for us all. And even if they do, don't let them upset it too much. You know, last year was, you know, a disaster of Christmas. And, you know, this year we get a little glimpse of normality. But my beard's up for Christmas. Right, guys, until next time, which will probably be tomorrow morning for the review of Tottenham. Like I say, have a good one. Hit the like button if you can. Come on your eyes. Keep believing. Get us out there so we can get them subscribers up to 4K. Big thank you to Matt Rainey. Sorry, not Matt. Whoever it was. I think it was Matt, actually. Whoever it was that gave me the £10 donation. Massive thank you. That will be used for a nice treat at Christmas. Until then, come on your eyes.